There is a deep mystery that surrounds the nature of conscious manifestation. Far beyond simple materialized desires, manifestation is a junction between the power of the now and the vision of the future. When we talk about manifesting, many people think of projecting their desires into the universe, hoping that one day they will become reality. But what if the true secret to manifesting is not found in a future desire, but in something more subtle and present? For many, this concept may seem paradoxical. I see that many still have numerous questions about the manifestation process. So, how can we aspire to something in the future without losing ourselves in the process? The answer may not be so simple. After all, what happens when we become too attached to what we want? Could it be that by focusing intensely on a goal, we distance ourselves from the real power that exists here and now? So today, let's explore the paradox of conscious manifestation. Today, you will understand how the balance between clarity of intention and detachment from the outcome can be the key to unlocking the true power to create your reality. And let me tell you, it's not just about wanting something and waiting for it to happen, but about understanding how the present moment, where the power resides, is the starting point for any manifestation. This is the essence of the paradox we will explore together. Because if we stop to think for a moment, when we try to control our destiny, our future, we might be losing control over what matters most, the now. So, that's what we're going to talk about today, revealing how true manifestation is a balance between intention and surrender, between desiring and allowing. Manifestation, a widely known concept, is often associated with the idea of attracting what we desire into our lives, whether it be wealth, love, or success. However, conscious manifestation goes beyond this simplistic view. It's not just about wanting something and waiting for the universe to conspire in our favor. It's actually a process deeply rooted in our ability to be fully present, to align ourselves with the essence of the now, and to allow our intention to materialize in a natural and organic way. Conscious manifestation can be seen as the art of creating our reality with deliberate intention. But this creation does not stem from anxious desire for the future. Rather, it comes from full acceptance and alignment with the present. Unlike other forms of manifestation, which often focus exclusively on the end result, conscious manifestation teaches us that real power lies in the present moment. It's here, in this instant, in the now, that we plant the seeds of what we wish to see flourish in our lives. When we talk about conscious manifestation, we're referring to a state of being where our mind is not scattered between past regrets and future anxieties. Instead, it's deeply anchored in the now, where each thought, each action, each intention is imbued with full presence. This state of consciousness is what differentiates conscious manifestation from other approaches that often get lost in the incessant pursuit of results, without realizing that the true power of creation is already available and has always been in the present moment. That's why mindfulness is so important in this process. Mindfulness is more than simply being attentive. It's a continuous practice of being aware of the present moment without being dragged away by mental distractions. When we apply this mindfulness to manifestation, we discover that our intentions become clearer, our focus sharper, and the internal barriers that often prevent the materialization of our desires begin to dissolve. In this state, manifestation is no longer about trying to control the outcomes, but about flowing with the natural course of life, knowing that each step taken in the present is a building block for our desired future. For example, imagine someone who wants to attract more financial abundance into their life. In a conventional approach, they might focus solely on positive thoughts about wealth, visualizing themselves in scenarios of future prosperity. However, in conscious manifestation, that same person first aligns with the present. They begin to notice their limiting beliefs around money, Recognize their current emotions, such as fear or scarcity, and choose not just to visualize them, but to work on them with full awareness. They cultivate gratitude for what they already have, create a mindset of abundance in the now, and act with integrity in their daily financial decisions. By doing this, they not only attract wealth, but also transform their relationship with money in a deep and lasting way. Another example can be found in relationships. Often we seek to manifest an ideal partner, someone who completes us and brings happiness. In conscious manifestation, this desire is accompanied by a reflection on our internal state. This is when we ask ourselves, are we at peace with ourselves? Do we cultivate self-love and acceptance in the present moment? By aligning internally, by manifesting love and compassion for ourselves now, we naturally attract a relationship that resonates with this higher frequency, without the need to force or manipulate external reality. These examples show that conscious manifestation is not about forcing reality to conform to our desires, but about becoming the most authentic and present version of ourselves. Because when we are deeply rooted in the now, our energy aligns in such a way that manifestation becomes a natural extension of our being, rather than a constant struggle against the tides of life. And when we understand this distinction, we begin to see conscious manifestation as a journey, not a destination. It's like a daily practice of being present, recognizing and releasing what does not serve us, and embracing the present moment as the fertile ground where our dreams can flourish. And this is where the paradox of manifestation begins to reveal itself, where the need to control the future dissolves into the acceptance of the present, and the true magic of conscious manifestation begins to unfold before our eyes. So, how can we maintain a clear vision of the future without losing the power that resides in the present? This paradox is at the heart of conscious manifestation, where the practice is not just about desiring, but about balancing desire with full acceptance of the now. Imagine manifestation as a seed planted in the present moment. This seed holds the potential to become a majestic tree, but for that to happen, it needs time, care, and, paradoxically, the absence of obsession over its growth. If we spend all our time worrying about the size of the tree we want, we might neglect what the seed truly needs to grow: nourishment and patience in the now. The paradox reveals itself when we understand that to manifest something in the future, we must be deeply rooted in the present. The mind, naturally inclined to project into the future, can easily fall into the trap of fixating on outcomes. However, this fixation, rather than helping, often blocks the natural flow of life. When we become too attached to what we want to achieve, we start forcing reality, trying to shape it based on our desires and fears. This excessive effort creates tension, resistance, and eventually frustration, because the universe, like a current, flows better when it is not forced. Here, detachment becomes a crucial component in the manifestation process. Detachment does not mean a lack of interest or ambition, but rather the ability to release control over how and when things will manifest. It's trusting that by doing our part in the present, cultivating clear intentions, acting with integrity, and remaining conscious, the universe will do the rest. This act of detachment is, in essence, an act of faith in the process, an understanding that there are greater forces at play that are beyond our immediate control. A powerful metaphor to understand this paradox is that of a pilgrimage. On a pilgrimage, the final destination is important. It's the reason we embark on the journey. But the true transformation occurs along the way. Each step taken on the path, each challenge faced, each moment of fatigue and renewal, all contribute to the spiritual journey that transforms the pilgrim. If the pilgrim is constantly obsessed with reaching the destination, he loses the opportunity to fully experience the journey. And with that, the true purpose of the pilgrimage is lost. Similarly, in conscious manifestation, it's vital to have a clear vision, a direction where we want to go, without letting ourselves be consumed by it. The vision serves as a beacon, guiding us, but the real power of manifesting lies in the present, in the quality of each step we take now. When we detach from the final outcome, we allow life to surprise us, creating space for the unexpected, for the miracle that couldn't have been predicted or forced. This delicate balance between maintaining a clear vision and at the same time being fully present and detached from the outcome is what makes conscious manifestation a deep and transformative practice. By understanding this paradox, we begin to see that true power does not lie in the strength of our future desires, but in the strength of our current presence. It's here, at this point, that conscious manifestation differentiates itself from other approaches, offering not just the fulfillment of desires, but a journey of self-discovery and spiritual growth. When we recognize and accept the paradox of manifestation, we can begin to apply this wisdom to our daily lives, allowing each moment to unfold with grace, without the pressure to control all outcomes. And so, manifestation becomes less about striving to achieve something and more about harmonizing with the flow of life, where the future is shaped by the serene power of the now. The present is the only moment in which we truly exist. It's the only point where we have control, where our actions and intentions can be fully realized. When we project our desires into the future, we risk disconnecting from the now, creating a gap between what we want and what we are experiencing. This disconnection weakens our ability to manifest because the true power lies in total immersion in the present, where life really happens. When we focus on the now, we become one with the present moment, harnessing its power to take us where we need to go. Losing ourselves in the future or the past is like trying to swim against the current, wasting energy and losing connection with the strength that is available in this instant. So how can we cultivate this presence in the now? What practices help us maintain this full awareness during the manifestation process? Well, one of the most fundamental practices is meditation. When we take time daily to simply be present, focusing on the breath, the sensations of the body, or the sounds around us, we train the mind to anchor itself in the present moment. Over time, this practice extends beyond meditation and permeates our daily lives, allowing us to face challenges and opportunities with a clear mind and an open heart. Another powerful practice is conscious gratitude. By expressing gratitude for what we have now, we reinforce our connection with the present and remind ourselves that life has already given us so much. Gratitude shifts us from a mindset of scarcity, which often accompanies obsession with the future, to a state of fullness, where manifestation becomes a natural extension of our internal abundance. Moreover, the practice of mindfulness in daily tasks can be transformative. Whether washing dishes, walking in the park, or working on a project, bringing our mind to the task at hand deeply connects us with the now. And when we do this, our actions become more aligned, our energy more focused, and the power to manifest is amplified because we are fully present in what we are doing, without being distracted by what comes next. But perhaps the most important lesson that the present teaches us is to value the process, not just the end result. In our goal-oriented society, it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that happiness and fulfillment are found at the final destination, the moment we achieve what we want. But I truly believe that the real joy lies in the journey, in the small steps we take every day. The process of manifestation is not just about seeing our dreams come true, but about who we become along the way. It is in the process that we find growth, learn lessons, and discover the depth of our own being. When we value the process, the final outcome becomes less important. Not because we give up on our dreams, but because we understand that the real treasure is in the journey. Each present moment lived with full awareness brings us closer not only to what we want, but to who we truly are. And it is this understanding that transforms conscious manifestation into a deep spiritual practice, where the goal is not just to create a new reality, but to live each moment with wholeness and presence. Of course, inevitably, we encounter obstacles that can block or slow down our progress. These challenges, although common, can be seen as opportunities in disguise for greater growth and understanding of ourselves. Overcoming them is not just a question of will, but of internal alignment and clarity about the factors that prevent us from moving forward. One of the most common obstacles in manifestation is the fear of failure. This fear, often rooted in past experiences or limiting beliefs, can create an invisible barrier between us and what we desire to manifest. When we are afraid that our efforts might not work, our energy becomes fragmented and dispersed. Instead of putting all our intention and presence into the action we are taking now, we find ourselves constantly returning to the possibility of failure, which drains our power and weakens the manifestation process. Internal resistance is another obstacle that frequently arises, sometimes in subtle ways. Resistance can manifest as an inner voice that questions our worthiness to receive what we desire, or that clings to old patterns of behavior that are no longer aligned with our current vision. This resistance is often not conscious, but expresses itself through self-sabotage or procrastination. Facing these moments of resistance requires addressing the root cause, which generally involves the need for security and the fear of the unknown. Working through this resistance requires a combination of self-compassion, patience, and a willingness to let go of what no longer serves us. Among all these challenges, excessive attachment to the outcome stands out as one of the greatest blocks to manifestation. As I mentioned before, when we become too fixated on the final result, we disconnect from the present and start imposing rigid expectations on how and when our intentions should manifest. This attachment creates a cycle of anxiety and frustration, where the lack of control over the results leaves us feeling insecure and desperate for guarantees. Paradoxically, the more we cling to the outcome, the more it seems to slip away, because our energy is focused on lack, not on the abundance we wish to attract. Overcoming excessive attachment requires a shift in perspective. Instead of seeing the final result as the only measure of success, we can begin to appreciate the process itself, because each step we take, each action taken in the present, is a manifestation in itself, an expression of our intention and our alignment with life. When we embrace this view, the weight of the final result begins to dissolve, and we find the freedom to act with confidence and fluidity, knowing that whatever happens, we will be ready to respond with presence and balance. To align with the natural flow of life, it is essential to practice acceptance and surrender. This does not mean resignation or passivity, but rather an active trust in the wisdom of the universe and its perfect timing. The flow of life is like a river. When we resist it, we waste unnecessary energy and create turbulence. But when we allow ourselves to flow with the river, accepting the curves and falls it may bring, we discover that life takes us exactly where we need to be, at the right moment. A powerful strategy for aligning with this flow is to cultivate the practice of letting go. This can be done through meditation, where we consciously release the tensions and expectations we are carrying, or through daily practices of detachment, where we deliberately choose to trust the process instead of clinging to control. Another way is the practice of mindfulness in our decisions and actions. By becoming more aware of our intentions and internal motivators, we can quickly identify when we are deviating from the flow and correct our course, returning to the present moment. Nature offers us an excellent example of how to live in alignment with the flow of life. Trees, for example, don't resist the changing seasons. They adapt and flow with the natural cycle, losing their leaves in the fall and sprouting again in the spring. In the same way, when we align our lives with the natural flow, accepting changes and uncertainties as inevitable parts of the journey, we become more resilient and open to the infinite possibilities that life offers us. When we engage in the process of manifestation, we are invited to look within ourselves. Our intentions reveal our values, our beliefs, and often our deepest fears. The journey of manifesting something, whether it's a material goal, a relationship, or an internal change, brings us into direct contact with the parts of ourselves that need to be healed, strengthened, or transformed. In this way, manifestation becomes a mirror, reflecting back to us the aspects of our consciousness that still need attention and growth. In this context, conscious manifestation transforms into a path of spiritual transformation. Every step we take toward the materialization of our desires is, in fact, a step toward the realization of who we truly are. For when we work to manifest our dreams, we are forced to confront our limitations, transcend old thought patterns, and expand our consciousness. What may start as a simple intention to achieve something external, such as a new career or a dream home, inevitably leads us on an internal journey where we discover the true nature of our strength, creativity, and ability to create the life we desire. When we are conscious of our choices and make them with intention, the process of transformation begins to happen from the inside out. This connection between intention and presence leads us to understand that true inner transformation is the ultimate result of manifestation. Spiritual growth, the expansion of consciousness, and the integration of new qualities into our being are the true fruits of conscious manifestation. It is a journey that involves the strengthening of our faith, the deepening of our understanding, and the expansion of our capacity to love and live with authenticity. This journey of conscious manifestation shows us that we are in constant evolution, always growing and expanding to become the highest version of ourselves. And by embracing this journey, we understand that true manifestation is an expression of our inner being, which manifests not only in our external lives, but in who we are in our essence. Thank you for embarking on this journey with me. If this video resonated with you, I invite you to like and subscribe to our channel. Share this video with others so they can benefit from this message. And don't forget to leave a comment below sharing your thoughts, reflections, and experiences. Thanks again for watching and for joining me. Take care and see you soon.